I never thought turning 30 would mean staring down the barrel of my own erasure. 1 minute.
I'm Paisley Harrington.
Golden girl of the Harrington dynasty. Heiress to a media empire built on lies. The next. I'm screaming into a void that isn't mine. My voice echoing from a stranger's throat while my body, my life, walks away wearing my face like a stolen mask. And the worst part? It was my own blood who pulled the switch, burying me alive in someone else's skin to cover their sins, forcing me to rot in silence for a decade until that cursed video clawed its way to the surface. But here's the hook that still keeps me up at night. I didn't just come back. I came back swinging. And the first casualty was my own damn birthday bash, the one meant to crown me queen of the wreckage they'd left behind.
Now,
As the invites scatter, like confetti from hell, I wonder if revenge tastes sweeter when it's served cold from a body that isn't yours. The rain hammered the penthouse windows like it had a personal grudge, turning the New York skyline into a smeared watercolor of neon and regret. I'd planned this party for months, 30 years old. The big 3-0. A milestone that screamed reinvention. Black tie gala at the plaza. A-list guests from the Harrington media boardroom to the tabloid vultures who'd feast on any scrap I tossed. Champagne towers. A string quartet playing Bowie covers. And me, Paisley Harrington, in a custom Versace gown that hugged my curves like a lover's lie. It was supposed to be my phoenix moment, rising from the ashes of a family fortune stained with secrets I'd carried like a noose since I was 20.
God.
If only they knew how deep those ashes went. It started 10 years ago, back when I was still naive enough to believe blood was thicker than the ink in our headlines. The Harringtons weren't just rich, we were architects of narrative. Dad built the empire on Fox News knockoffs and clickbait rags that peddled fear like candy. Mom? She was the socialite scalpel, cutting deals with Botox smiles and whispers in Hampton's ears. And me? The dutiful daughter, fresh out of Yale with a poli-sci degree and dreams of turning our poison into something palatable. I was 20, invincible, the face of the next generation. Until the gala. Our annual Harrington Foundation fundraiser at the Met, black ties, billionaires, and enough caviar to choke a trust fund. I remember the crush of bodies, the air thick with Chanel No. 5 and cigar smoke. Dad's hand heavy on my shoulder as he introduced me to Senator Klein, the man whose campaign we'd bankrolled with donations that smelled like bribes. Paisley's the future, Dad boomed, his breath hot with scotch. Sharp as a tack. Loyal to the bone. Loyal. That word still makes my stomach twist. I slipped away for air, weaving through the crowd to the rooftop terrace. The city sprawled below like a glittering trap, and that's when I saw her, Evelyn Voss, the ghost in our machine. She wasn't family. Not by blood. But she'd been Dad's shadow for years. The fixer. The whisperer who made scandals vanish like smoke. Mid-40s. Sharp bob haircut like a raven's wing. Eyes that dissected you before you blinked. She was nursing a martini, staring at the horizon. But when she turned, it was like she'd been waiting for me. Paisley, she said, voice like silk over gravel. We need to talk. I should have walked away. But curiosity's a Harrington curse. She led me to a service elevator, down to the bowels of the museum, past humming generators and locked doors that screamed, staff only. My heels clicked on concrete, echoing like accusations. What's this about? I asked, pulse quickening. Your future, she replied, punching a code into a steel door. Inside was a lab, sterile white, blinking monitors, A gurney under harsh fluorescence that buzzed like angry hornets. 2 white coats hovered, Dr. Harlan, a twitchy neuro guy Dad had poached from Johns Hopkins, and his assistant, a silent kid with gloves too big for his hands. On the table, vials of something iridescent, needles glinting like fangs. I laughed, nerves, mostly. Evelyn. What the hell? This some prank for the gala. Her smile didn't reach her eyes.
No prank.
Darling. A necessity. Your father's indiscretions. The senator's wife knows too much. Photos. Recordings. If they leak, we're done. But you're clean. The perfect scapegoat. Scapegoat. The word landed like a slap. Turns out, Dad hadn't just bankrolled Klein, he'd betted his wife.
2.
Blackmail fodder. The kind that topples empires. And their fix? Frame me. Plant evidence I'd been the one screwing the senator's spouse, drugged drinks at the gala. Falsified texts. A witness, ready to swear I was the seductress. I'd take the fall, scandalized heiress. Shipped off to some European clinic for rehab, while Evelyn's tech wizard scrubbed the real dirt. But why the lab? I whispered, backing toward the door. It was locked. My phone dead, jammed by some signal blocker. Evelyn's hand clamped my arm, iron grip. Because we can't risk you talking. Not ever. This. Procedure. Experimental neural mapping. We'll swap your consciousness into a donor body, clean slate.
No Thais.
You'll wake up as someone else. Somewhere else. Amnesia protocols will keep you quiet. And your body? It'll be mine. I'll steer the ship. Confess to the affair on your behalf. Plead diminished capacity. A breakdown. Tragic, but contained. The family rallies. Dad's secrets stay buried.
And you.
You get a new life. Far away. I fought, screamed, clawed, but the needle bit my neck fast. Chloroform dreams blurred into nightmare code. Lights flashing. Harlan muttering about synaptic bridges and quantum entanglement bullshit. Evelyn's face overlaying mine like a digital haunt. I felt it. The rip. The tear. As my self unraveled. Threads of memory and muscle firing into the void. Last thing I saw, my own eyes staring back from her body. Cold and triumphant. I woke in a motel off I-95, South Carolina. Head pounding like a jackhammer hangover. Body wrong, shorter, softer, hands callous from Whitersing? A wallet on the nightstand. ID for Lila Grant, 28.
No prayers.
A waitress at some dive called Eddie's. Notes in her handwriting, don't call home. It's not yours anymore. Start over. For the family. For the family. The betrayal burned hotter than the fluorescent buzz overhead. 10 years. 10 goddamn years I'd scraped by in Lila's skin. Flipping burgers in greasy spoons from Charleston to Chattanooga. Dodging questions about the scar on my psyche that no therapist could touch. I'd tried once. Early on, hitched to a payphone, dialed Mom's number. Paisley, she gasped. Then Evelyn's voice cut in. Wrong number. Sweetheart. Don't call again.
Click.
Dead air. I rebuilt piecemeal. Community college night classes. A string of bad boyfriends who saw Lila as easy marks. A job at a Knoxville ad agency where I clawed my way to junior copywriter. But the itch never left, the echo of Paisley's life. Fragments bleeding through, Dreams of boardrooms. Dad's cologne. The taste of beluga on Melba toast. I hoarded news clippings. Harrington empire thriving. Evelyn as the prodigy daughter-in-law. They'd faked a marriage for optics. Me as the troubled black sheep who'd vanished after her meltdown. By 29, I was done haunting the margins. I'd saved every penny. Hired a hacker kid from the dark web, forums buzzing with conspiracy, nuts who swore body swaps were real. Black budget tech from DARPA leaks. He traced the signal, Evelyn's neural signature. A glitch in their firewall. One midnight upload. A virus tailored to reverse the map. Pain like fire ants in my veins. But then snap. I was back. In my body. Staring at a mirror in my cramped apartment. Paisley's face gaunt but mine. Evelyn? Trapped in Lila's husk. Probably screaming in some alley if the kids' code held. I flew to New York that dawn. First class on Daddy's dime. Stole a card from the old files. The penthouse key still worked. Biometrics hadn't caught up to the swap. Mom was at yoga. Dad at the office. I rifled drawers. Found the gala footage, erased. But backups lingered on a hidden drive. The video, me, Evelyn in my skin, confessing to the affair. Tears scripted. A bottle of pills staged nearby. Cut to headlines. Heiress's shame. Harrington daughter in sex scandal. Rage boiled. But I played it cool. Called the party planner. Double the guest list. Make it unforgettable. Then, anonymously, I uploaded the raw footage to a drop site. Unedited. Timestamps intact. Showing the drugging. The swap prep. Tagged it to every major outlet. The real Harrington heir. Body snatched for daddy's sins. By noon, my phone exploded. Reporters. Board members. Mom's frantic texts. Paisley? Is that you? Call me now. I let it burn. Sipping coffee on the terrace. The city a jury waiting to deliberate. The party was set for Saturday. I'd walk in as the ghost returned. Evelyn's empire crumbling in real time. But as invites went out, that video hit viral, millions of views. Harrington swap trending like wildfire. Families don't forgive, they fracture. And mine? It was primed to shatter. The week blurred into a fever dream of fallout. Each notification a shard of glass embedding deeper. By Tuesday, the video had 50 million views, grainy lab footage of my drugged slump. Evelyn's gloved hand steadying the needle. Harlan's voiceover on consciousness transference protocols. CNN looped it between Trump reruns and climate doom. TikTok kids dissected the ethics in 15-second rants, half calling it deepfake, half demanding arrests. The Harrington stock dipped 8%. Dad's face on every front page. Jowls sagging under headlines like Media Mogul's Mad Science, Daughter's Body Stolen in Cover-Up. I holed up in the penthouse. Screens glowing like accusatory eyes. Mom showed first, barging in with her trainer in tow. Lululemon armor cracking as she collapsed onto the leather sectional. Paisley? Baby. Is it really you? Her perfume choked the air.
Chanel no.
5 laced with desperation. She reached for me, but I flinched. 10 years in Lila's body had rewired my flinches. It's me.
Mom. Surprise.
Sarcasm dripped like venom. She sobbed then, mascara rivers carving canyons in her foundation. We thought you were gone. Evelyn said. The procedure was for your protection. The scandal, it would have destroyed you. Protection? I laughed. Bitter as black coffee. You let her wear me like a Halloween costume. Paraded her at galas. Let her sign my name on deals. Fuck my fiancé. Remember Jax?
Yeah.
She kept him warm while I flipped pancakes in podunk nowhere. Mom's eyes darted. Guilt's tell. Jax left after. The confession. Said he couldn't handle the media. But Evelyn. She was brilliant. Stabilized everything. Your father. Dad. I cut her off. Pulling up emails on my laptop. Threads between him and Evelyn. Post swap. Keep her quiet. Offshore account for the doc. 5 mil. He bankrolled it. Knew every step. And you? CC'd on the cover story. She deflated. Whispering. It was for the family. Legacy over everything. Legacy. The Harrington Gospel. I let her stay, feeding her chamomile and half-truths, because fracture works best when you twist the knife slow. By evening, Dad stormed in, silver fox gone to seed, Paunch straining his Tom Ford suit. What the hell have you done? Paisley? That video. It's suicide. Boards in revolt, Klein's threatening lawsuits. I met his gaze. Unflinching.
Suicide?
Try resurrection. Dad. 10 years I carried your mess, the affair, the bribes, the frame job. I woke up as a nobody, while she played princess in my palace. He paced, scotch sloshing in his tumbler. Evelyn acted alone. I had no idea about the
tech.
Harlan's a quack. She must have gone rogue. Lies. Slick as ever. I'd hacked his server. Logs showed approvals. Signatures. But I played along. The dutiful daughter reborn. Then help me fix it. Call off the party. We regroup. Spin it our way. His relief was pathetic. Smart girl. Always were. He hugged me, stiff, perfumed with betrayal, and left promises in his wake. Lawyers.
PR-visats.
A family retreat to heal. But healing? Not in my script. That night, alone, I scrolled X, formerly Twitter, for Evelyn. Tracked her to a dive bar in Queens. Lila's body a poor fit for her ego. The kid hacker had rigged a tracer. I drove out in the Beamer. Rain-slicked streets mirroring my mood. She was at the bar, hunched over whiskey. That bob haircut limp. Face bloated in the wrong bones. Paisley, she rasped as I slid onto the stool beside her. No surprise, just resignation. Knew you'd come. Miss me? I signaled the bartender. 2 shots of Patron. How's the view from the gutter? She downed hers.
Coughing.
Tight fit. This one. Breasts too small. Hips too wide. But I made it work. Your life. I mean.
Board loved me.
Hell. I closed the Voss merger. Tripled the stock. While I scrubbed grease traps. The salt burned my lip.
Why?
Jealousy? You were the fixer. I was just the face. Evelyn's laugh cracked like dry ice. Face. You were the threat. Fresh blood. Questioning Dad's ethics. Pushing transparency initiatives. He needed a puppet. Not a reformer. I volunteered, saw the neural tech at a black site demo. DARPA scraps. But Harlan tweaked it. One swap. And poof, problem solved. Volunteered. I leaned in, voice low. You stole my body for a promotion.
Power. Paisley.
That's the Harrington endgame. Her eyes, still sharp in Lila's sockets, flicked to the door. But you, how'd you flip it back? Harlan swore it was irreversible. Trade's secret. I smiled. Clinking glasses.
Now.
Question is, do I drag you to the cops? Or let you rot here while I dismantle everything you built. She stiffened, Machiavellian wheels turning. Cops? They'd bury it. NDAs. Payoffs. But me. I have dirt. Real dirt. Not just the swap, the senator's wife? She wasn't the first. Your mother. Twist 1. Evelyn dangled the bait. Mom's secrets, affairs of her own, siphoned funds for a love nest in the Keys. Help me, Evelyn hissed. We team up, expose selective truths. I get a new face, plastic surgery. Clean slate. You get the crown.
Tempting.
Controversial as hell, ally with the snake that bit you? But revenge isn't clean, it's compromise. One condition, I said. You crash the party. Confess publicly. Then we talk.
Her nod was serpentine.
We sealed it with another shot. The bar's jukebox crooning Springsteen, Born to Run, irony thick as the smoke. Back home, the penthouse felt like a cage. Invites had gone out pre-video. 200 RSVPs. From Hollywood has-beens to Wall Street wolves. Canceling now? Admission of defeat. But proceeding? Walking into a lion's den with Evelyn as my Trojan horse. I drafted the anonymous follow-up. Clips of Dad's emails. Mom's Venmo trails to her paramour. Uploaded at 3 a.m. Tagged Harrington Unmasked. By dawn, chaos reigned. Dad called, furious, demanding I pull it. Mom texted, please, don't destroy us. Sweetie. The board emailed, emergency meeting. My return on probation. And Jack's? A voicemail. Voice like aged whiskey. Pious? Saw the news. We need to talk. Dinner? Jax Monroe. My ex-fiancé. The golden boy lawyer who'd proposed on a yacht off Nantucket. Evelyn had kept him, bedded him, even worn my engagement ring to the Emmys. Hearing him now, remorse? Or fishing for leverage? I deleted it. But the pull lingered. Betrayal's echo. Thursday brought the fractures into sharp relief. Harlan surfaced, holed up in a Jersey motel. Paranoid. Babbling to reporters about corporate espionage. I met him incognito. Hoodie and shades. In a Starbucks reeking of burnt espresso. You have to stop this, he pleaded, hands trembling around his latte. The tech, it's unstable. Reversals cause echoes. Memories bleed. Bleed. I pressed. Like what? Phantoms. You feel her, Evelyn, in your head. Desires.
Ticks.
It fades. But he trailed off. Eyes haunted. She paid me to forget. But you're the glitch.
Glitch.
The word itched. That night, dreams came, not mine, but hers. Boardroom conquests. The thrill of my skin's silk sheets. Jax's moans under her command. I woke sweating, fists clenched. Was it echo? Or invasion? Friday, the calm before Armageddon. Caterers delivered truffle canapes. A 5-tier cake iced with edible gold. I tried on the Versace. It fit like regret. Too tight across the ribs where Lila's softer frame had lingered. Mom dropped by with peace offerings, a sapphire necklace. Heirloom from Grandma Harrington. Wear it tomorrow. For unity. Unity. I clasped it, the stones cold against my throat. Tell me about the Keys, Mom. Her face blanched. What? Evelyn mentioned.
Your
Escape fund. Silence stretched, then crumbled. It was nothing. A fling. Your father was always working. I deserved. Deserved, I echoed. Like I deserved a stranger's life? She fled in tears, leaving the necklace like a noose. Dad's next, storming in with lawyers. NDAs thick as Bibles. Sign this.
Paisley.
We contain it. You get 20% stake. Board seat. Family first. I signed.
Smiling.
Lies within lies. The real play? Leak the doc's post-party. Prove the cover-up. As dusk fell, I stood on the terrace. City lights winking like conspirators. The party loomed, my stage. My scaffold. Evelyn texted. Ready to dance? Attached, a photo of Lila's hand holding a ticket stub. One more fracture. The controversial call. I dialed Jax.
Dinner. Now.
We met at Le Bernardin, his treat. His turf. He looked good, older. Sharper suit. That dimple still lethal. Paisley, he breathed, kissing my cheek. I thought I'd lost you. Lost me? Over foie gras. I dissected him. You fucked my body for 2 years. I called her babe in bed while I wondered if I was crazy. His fork paused. She said you were catatonic. Some clinic in Switzerland. I mourned you. Bullshit. I slid a napkin note. Timestamps from Evelyn's phone logs. Their texts. Miss you in that red dress, P. You mourn the heiress. Not me. He flushed. Then leaned in, voice low.
Urgent.
I suspected. The way she moved.
Laughed.
But admitting it? Career suicide. Marry me now. We rebuild together. Marry the man who'd betted my hijacker? The offer hung. Controversial fork in the road. Redemption or deeper cut. I sipped my Sancerre. Weighing. Maybe. After the party. He bought it. Eyes hungry. But as I left, his hand lingered, possessive. Echo or instinct. I didn't know. Saturday dawned gray. Thunder rumbling like applause from hell. Hair. Makeup, armor donned. The necklace gleamed, a talisman of twisted unity. Guests arrived early. Whispers. Stares. Phones hidden but filming.
Det girl Hennel.
Mom air-kissed. Both orbiting me like planets to a dying sun. Evelyn slipped in at 7 p.m., Lila's body in a borrowed sheath. Hair pinned. Makeup masking the mismatch. Showtime, she murmured. Champagne flute trembling. The quartet struck up, dancing queen. My twisted request. I took the mic. Lights hot on my skin. Thank you all for coming. Tonight, we celebrate. Truth. Gasps rippled as I cued the screen. The video. Remastered. With subtitles. Evelyn stepped forward. Voice steady. It was me. All of it. Chaos erupted. Shouts. Flashes. Dad lunging for the power cord. But too late. The fracture was complete. The empire cracked wide. The plaza's grand ballroom transformed into a coliseum of crumbling facades, crystal chandeliers casting fractured halos over the melee. Guests clustered like spooked cattle, Klein's wife smirking from a corner booth. Her revenge dress a slash of crimson, board members hissing into earpieces. Stock tickers on their Rolexes bleeding red in real time. The quartet faltered to silence. Bows hovering like question marks. As Evelyn's confession looped on the massive screen, her voice, my old timbre, detailing the swap. The frame. The offshore payoffs. I did it for power, she declared. Lila's softer features hardening into resolve. But Paisley's back. And she deserves the throne.
Throne.
The word ignited the powder keg. Dad surged forward, face purpled, snatching a mic from the AV guy. Lies. Deep fake slander. Sue them all. But the crowd turned, murmurs to jeers. Phones aloft capturing his unraveling. Mom clutched my arm, nails digging crescents. Make it stop.
Paisley.
Please. Stop? This was the reckoning I'd scripted in motel rooms. Etched in grease-stained napkins. I pried her off gently, stepping to the stage's edge. Spotlights pinned me like interrogation lamps. No more stops.
Mom.
10 years of them, for you, for him, for this rotten legacy. The room hushed. A collective inhale. I scanned faces. Jacks in the wings. Eyes locked on mine, calculating. Always. A cluster of reporters. Wolves scenting blood. Evelyn beside me. Her borrowed body trembling, but eyes alight with the thrill of the con. Was this alliance or ambush? Harlan's warning echoed. Phantoms bleed, and for a split second, I felt her pulse in my veins. The urge to pivot. Claim it all as her masterstroke.
But no.
This was Paisley unfiltered. You all came for champagne and schmoozing, I continued, voice steady, amplified. But Harringtons don't do half measures. So here's the full toast to betrayal. I raised my flute, Dom Perignon fizzing like suppressed rage. To secrets that swap souls and steal lives. To a family that'd rather bury a daughter than face a father's fuck-up. Gasps rippled. Then applause, scattered at first. From the younger crowd. The influencers who'd smelled viral gold. Dad bellowed. Security, but the house dicks hesitated. Who'd evict the heiress mid-meltdown? Klein approached then. Flanked by suits. His wife's arm looped possessive. MS. Harrington, he drawled. Southern polish over steel. Your father's debts are considerable. But this? Entertaining. Perhaps we renegotiate. Renegotiate. The power shift hummed. I nodded, clinking his glass. Over cigars. Senator. After the cake. Cake cutting became crucifixion. The 5-tier behemoth, gold-flecked vanilla. My favorite, loomed center stage. Knife glinting under lights.
Tradition dictated Dad and me.
But he hung back, seething. Mom stepped up instead. Her smile Botox taut. For you, darling. A slice. Cameras flashed. But as the first piece served, my phone buzzed, anonymous text, check the filling. Truths in the crumbs. What the? I signaled the waiter, who carved deeper. Out tumbled a USB drive, slick with frosting. Guest sued. I plugged it into the projector. Heart hammering. Footage, not the swap. But Mom's keys rendezvous, grainy but damning. Her with a tanned Adonis half her age. Whispers of divorce fund and cut Dad out. Evelyn's doing? Or Jax's play. Mom froze. Fork midway to lip. Paisley? That's buried, I finished. Like me. The room detonated anew. Whispers to outrage. Her paramour's name trending before dessert cleared. She fled to the ladies. Sobs echoing off marble. Dad cornered me post-reveal. Breath whiskey sour in the service corridor. You planned this? With her? He jabbed at Evelyn, who hovered. Lila's frame dwarfed by his bulk. Planned, I countered. survived it. You built this monster. Bribes.
Beds.
Black Ops. I just turned on the lights. His slap landed sharp. Paternal. The kind that bruises egos more than cheeks. Ungrateful bitch. I gave you everything. Everything except a choice. I touched my stinging skin, tasting copper. Controversial decision 1. Walk away. Or strike back. I chose the abyss. Call your lawyers. But know this. I'm calling a shareholder vote. Your era's done. He deflated, slumping against crates of linens.
Buys.
We can fix.
No.
The word severed. I left him there, empire's architect reduced to echoes. The night devolved into debauchery, guests splitting into camps, loyalists nursing grudges over cognac. Opportunists circling me like sharks. Jax pulled me aside in the coat room. His cologne a time machine to better lies. That was masterful, he murmured. Hand on my waist, familiar. Invasive. But dangerous. Klein circling, boards fracturing. Marry me tonight. Elopement chapels blocks away. We consolidate. Elopement. The offer dangled, seductive in its simplicity. Power couple reborn. Scandal spun into resilience narrative. But his touch sparked phantom fire, Evelyn's memories bleeding, his weight atop her me. Whispers of I love you. Pious. Was it love? Or the thrill of the stolen? I extricated. Smiling cool. Tempting.
Jax.
But first, why the USB? Mom's dirt, your leak? His blink tell. Leverage.
For us.
She was always the weak link. Weak link. Or scapegoat too. I filed it. Dancing instead, waltz with a venture capitalist who pitched neural ethics startups, foxtrot with a gossip columnist hungry for exclusives. Evelyn shadowed. Charming stragglers. Her lila mask cracking under strain. They're eating it up, she hissed during a slow spin. But Dad's rallying proxies. Votes tomorrow. We need each other.
Alliance fraying.
Harlan texted. Echoes worsening? Call me Dot, but I ignored. Popping an Adderall from Mom's purse to sharpen the blur. Midnight brought the climax. The terrace toast. City sprawl, indifferent witness. I climbed the dais. Wind whipping my gown like accusations. One more reveal. I announced. Cueing the final drop, Dad's full ledger. Bribes to Pauls. Payoffs to silenced mistresses. This is Harrington unvarnished.
Join me.
Or get out. Bedlam. Exits hasty. Alliances forged in hushed corners. Klein pledged votes. A tech bro offered swap-proof AI. But Dad, resurgent, mic in hand, countered. She's unstable. The swap broke her, delusional rants.
Gasps.
He played the madwoman card, twisting my return into tragedy. Guests wavered. Eyes on me, sympathy or suspicion. Controversial pivot. Let Evelyn take the bullet. Ask her, I said, nodding to her. The architect. She stepped up. Voice breaking, performance or pain. It was me.
All me.
Paisley's innocent. But as she spoke, a glitch. Her words warped. My voice overlaying lies. It was her idea. Phantom bleed. Live on stream. The crowd murmured, deep fake. Or haunting. I froze. Pulse thunderous. Harlan was right. The reversal wasn't clean. Evelyn's essence clung, sabotaging from within. Jax yanked me down. Chapel.
Now.
Before it unravels. Decision 2. Flee to vows. Or fight the fracture. I chose fight, shoving him off. Not yet. Dawn crept, party thinning to diehards. Mom reemerged drunk, defiant, confronting Dad mid-hallway. You knew about the keys. Paid him off to stay quiet. Their brawl slaps, screams went viral. Harrington divorce spiking. Evelyn vanished in the chaos. Text, meet at the lab. End this. I drove, alone, to the Met's underbelly. Code still worked. Harlan waited, monitors flickering with neural scans, 2 signatures entangled, mine and hers. Threads knotted tight. Can't untangle without risk, he warned. One dies. Maybe both. Reckoning's edge. Evelyn arrived, disheveled.
Do it.
I'll take the hit. But her eyes, mine, gleamed treacherous. Or, she whispered, we merge. Share the power.
Merge.
The ultimate controversy. Become the monster. Or lose to it. The lab's hum was a dirge. Fluorescence flickering like a failing heart as Harlan prepped the rig, gurney dual-wired. Monitors graphing our tangled psyches in jagged red lines. Evelyn, Lila's shell cracking under her will, paced. Heels scraping concrete like nails on chalkboard. Merge.
Paisley.
Think, us as one. Unstoppable. Dad's empire?
Ours.
Scandals? Fuel for the phoenix.
Merge.
The word slithered. Seductive venom. 10 years in exile had taught me survival's gray edges. But this, fusing with the thief who'd hollowed me out, it reeked of surrender. Yet the phantom pull tugged, her ambitions echoing mine, sharpening the blade I dulled in diner drudgery. Harlan hovered, syringe poised, his face a map of moral erosion. It's experimental. Synergy or schizophrenia. Your call. My call. The inversion loomed, truth reversing like a funhouse mirror. Upstairs, the world's eyes waited, party fallout exploding, shareholder suits filed, feds sniffing for RICO violations, Mom and Dad split splashed across TMZ like confetti carnage. Jax's texts piled, chapel doors open. Choose us.
Choose.
As if life were a menu, not a minefield. I strapped in opposite Evelyn, our hands brushing, electric, alien. Why now? I demanded, voice steady despite the tremor. Alliance was the play. Why push fusion? She leaned close, breath minty over decay. Because you're weak alone. That phantom? It's me. Bleeding strength. Fight it. You lose both. Merge. We win, I steer. Subtly. Harrington 2.0, reformed, ruthless. There it was, the twist uncoiling. She'd rigged the reversal. Not the kid hacker. A backdoor in the code. Her consciousness a virus. Inverting the swap to infiltrate. Not escape. You planned this, I breathed. From the motel. The echoes. You're hooked to drag me back. Her smile. Predator's gleam in borrowed eyes. Clever girl. Dad's tech was child's play, I iterated.
10 years.
I wore you. Learned you.
Now.
Consume you. Harlan hesitated. Vile glinting. Paisley abort. She's dominant. Scans show. Do it, Evelyn snapped. Controversial crux. Trust the snake or the surgeon. I nodded. Pulse roaring. Full reverse. No merge. Needle bit fire. Then void. Code cascaded. Synapses firing. Memories colliding like freight trains. I saw it all. Her childhood in Queens trailers. Clawing to Columbia on scholarships and spite. Dad's first favor. Silencing her abusive stepdad for a junior role. The gala. Not jealousy, but desperation. Cancer diagnosis buried. 6 months ticking. The swap? Her Hail Mary. Body hopping for time. Using my youth to buy years while she confessed and vanished clean. Inversion hit, truth reversed. Not betrayal for power, but sacrifice twisted awry. She'd meant to frame herself fully. Take the fall. But Dad, paranoid puppet master, hijacked it, stranding her in Lila while parading my shell. Mom knew. Enabled, her own keys escape a parallel flight from his clutches. But the merge? Her endgame. Symbiosis to fight back. Not conquer. Or was it? Bleeds blurred. Whose ambition? I surfaced gasping. Monitors flatlining her trace. Harlan slumped. It worked.
She's
Gone.
gone.
Relief flooded. Then hollow. The phantom silenced. But echoes lingered, her laugh in my throat. A boardroom gambit unbidden. Victory? Or haunting? Outside. Dawn broke bloody, city awakening to headlines. Heiress's revenge. Family implodes in body swap bombshell. I drove to the plaza. Remnants of the party a war zone. Toppled towers. Confetti carnage. Jax waited on the steps. Suit rumpled. Ring box extended. You didn't come. But you're here now. I took it, slipped the diamond on. Cool as justice. For the narrative, I said. Controversial union. Love or ladder. His kiss sealed it. Tasting of redemption's lie. The board meeting convened at noon. War room in Midtown. Air thick with coffee and contempt. Dad arrived cuffed. Feds in tow, Rico net cast wide. Mom? Absent. Jetting to the keys.
Divorce papers en route.
Klein nodded from the head. Proxies murmuring assent. Motion to oust Edward Harrington. Second. My voice. Amplified. Votes tallied. 62%. Empire mine. But as signature scrawled, the final twist inverted, a courier packet, Evelyn's hand.
Postmarked pre-lab.
Inside, her diary. Pages chronicling the merge as mutual salvation. Paisley won't see it, too scarred. But together, we'd burn it down. Rebuild clean.
If she kills me,
Tell her I was sorry. For stealing time we both needed.
sorry.
The word dissolved me in the penthouse that night. Jax snoring beside as I burned pages in the fireplace, flames devouring her regrets. Had I murdered Mercy? Or slain a sister in arms? Ending open. I lead now. Harrington 2.0 ethics audits. Transparency mandates. A foundation for neural rights. Stock rebounds. Headlines hail the reformer. But in quiet, her echo whispers. Was it revenge? Or just another swap? Jax proposes expansion, global. Aggressive. I hesitate. Her caution bleeding through. Mom calls. Reconciliation? Dad rots in Rikers. Penning memoirs of betrayal. The debatable close. Triumphs a throne of thorns. Did I win? Or become the monster? You decide. The rain returns. Drumming windows like unanswered questions. 30 feels less like rebirth. More like reckoning's echo. And somewhere, in the bleed, Evelyn smiles.